I would like to preface this rumor by saying, what if I told you in 2013 that one day Bethesda would come out with paid mods and Steam would help them? People would have told me I was crazy. What if I told you before Fallout 4 released that Bethesda will remove everything that makes a Fallout game an RPG and focus mainly on a shooting mechanic and base building that's dodgy at best, with a voice protagonist and no real choices in dialogue or the game's outcome? Everything is predetermined, preordained, and linear. You'd say I was crazy, because it's all stuff we didn't think would happen, but it did. Oh god, great. He's dressing like V for Vendetta now. Except we're gonna call him F for Fagula. I was minding my business, thinking the worst was behind me. On my reverse pyramid diet, on my quest to get ripped, so that all the hot chicks will send me pics. But that wasn't the case. People in my Discord made me aware of something truly and utterly disheartening. Something that I can honestly say I called years ago. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? I believe it was the year, 2014 or 15? When Bethesda and Valve decided it'd be a really good idea to have paid mods on Steam. Because that's what the community needed. Not only did it suck, but Valve and Bethesda got the major portion of the money, and I think the modders got 30% of their earnings from their paid mods. What a privilege it is to work in the industry. Already you got your first taste of being a useless dev that they don't give a shit about. You're there to make the money. Of course it backfired, blew up in everyone's face, and went down in flames. Hashtag keep mods free. And I said it before then, and I'll say it again. This was just the beginning. Much like Hitler in his early days of just prodding the system, pushing his agenda, he bided his time when he did some time in jail. Bethesda did the same. It wasn't the end. It never is the end. It doesn't end until AAA Gaming has a direct line into your bank account and they can directly pull money out of your deposit for whatever the hell they see fit. We had an idea for a game, we charged you $50 for it, be grateful, scrub. It was in 2016, 2017 when Bethesda came back and decided to do the Creation Club. I saw it exactly for what it was. It was just a stepping stone. They were seeing that the community would chop their heads clean off like Marie Antoinette at the guillotine. And it's what we should have done. It's what I fought for. It's what I screamed about, and everyone told me I was a madman. I was an asshole. I was a crazy fanboy. I was a nutcase. I was a loose cannon. And you're right. But even a broken clock is right 2 times a day. Later on, they introduced their paid mods to support modders in the community, because Bethesda's always supported the modding community, which is bullshit. Bethesda put out the creation kit by mistake. Modders got a hold of it. They started doing a lot of stuff with the games, and they were just so busy sitting there going, well, they're fixing all the issues themselves, so we don't have to do it, so fine, keep it. Whatever. It's a feature now. Paid mods came and turned modding on its ear. It split the community indefinitely. You have those who are in league with it, and they're happy with it, because they're getting paid. You know, I guess you can't fault them there, but really, from what I understand they're getting, it's a fraction of what Bethesda's getting. And I knew, along with many others, we said that this would happen. Bethesda would basically let this ride for a year or two, and then boom, cut the snake off at the head and make Creation Club the only way to get mods on their games. A 4chan leaker who is credited with leaking Fallout 76 back in December, and Fallout 76 just got confirmed, 3 days ago on the 29th or the 30th? So there has to be some credence here. Decided to make his move to Reddit, where he says a source from Bethesda popped up and says that the new Fallout game is open world, improved weapons and base building centered. Obviously, Fallout 4 was the testing ground to see how well they could move this garbage on. It will feature a scavenger from the surface as a main character, hence why the vault seems empty other than the main character in the trailer. A co-op mode, but it's not an MMO or Rust-like, so those leaks are wrong, supposedly. Bethesda is in a panic mode at these rumors, and they want to release future info soon to cut it off. Which basically means, right there, he said it himself, expect leaks from a more reputable source. Probably Jason Schreier at Kotaku or something like that. It's based along the Interstate Highway in North Virginia. I heard a lot of that too, even before this leak. It is an RPG. It has an upgraded Fallout 4 creation engine, which is basically an upgraded Skyrim engine, which is basically an upgraded Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas engine. It's the same engine, just a new slap of paint. Bethesda's been chugging along with this piece of shit since the dawn of time. They will announce a new Elder Scrolls title at E3, this will be probably the thing to calm people down. They're like, oh, what's Bethesda doing? Oh, a new Elder Scrolls. It took 5 years for Bethesda to come out with Fallout 4 after New Vegas. It's been 8 years since there's been an Elder Scrolls game. So there could be some sort of credence to this, though people feel it's unlikely. But then again, Bethesda likes to play their cards close to their chest. The average person didn't know Fallout 4 was coming out until Bethesda did the E3 press conference, said Fallout 4 is coming out and it'll be out in like 3 months. Keep that in mind. The person's saying that they can find the name if you want, so they'll probably return at some point with this. There'll be a strong emphasis on base building and improved weapons as opposed to weapon customization that we saw in Fallout 4. It will come with a phone app, because everything does. Remember GTA 5 had it too? It's not Rust-like. Internal Beth Comms seems to be worried that this will lead to hype in the wrong direction. All they're worried about is hype. They'll have voice protagonists again, because that went so well. I mean, only 90% of the community said they didn't want that. There'll be 6 factions, 3 of which are notable, meaning it'll be something you remember, whether it's Great Khans, Brotherhood of Steel, whatever. The NCR Rangers, probably. That we will have seen in previous Fallout games. Don't know more about that. They're being very secretive. Harold will make appearance, retcon, as will young First Maxon. Numerous retcons, not 100% what that means. They're laying the groundwork for Fallout 5, which is already in the works. Jesus fucking Christ. Basically, this is what the Fallout 4 building system was tested for. So they used an entire game release to test a mechanic. Brilliant move. That's business 101. No external mods outside of Creation Club. They're going to try and cut that off at the pass and sell it as security and things citing stolen content and adult mods. Believe it or not, mark my words, we'll be deleting this account shortly, and he so did. Basically, that's what I meant to get to, and I probably should have just skipped it right there. This one piece is the biggest damning part. It confirms everything many people were speculating and worrying about ever since the Creation Club came into inception, even before the Creation Club had paid mods. I said it countless times, and I was shut down and told what an ass I was, or how I was afraid of modders getting paid or some crap, some sort of like, it's almost like Djangoism if you could apply it to video gaming, if you will. I would not be surprised about this in the least, and it's probably why Todd Howard looks like he's aged 10 years since Fallout 4 came out. If you've seen him when he released Fallout 4, he looked fine. You look at him now, his hair's gray. You know why? Because he sees the shitstorm coming. The shitbirds are swooping in and carrying everyone away to the big shit, and it has paid mods there. Rest in peace, Mr. Leahy. The ship monkeys at Bethesda ZeniMax are probably seeing how much money everyone else is making as far as microtransactions are going. Look at how much money Fortnite is making, how much money EA makes from FIFA alone, how much money Overwatch is making. And Bethesda's sitting there, and they've got the Creation Club, which sucks compared to the Nexus. What are they going to try and do? This is it. It's been a long time coming, and I don't understand why anyone... Well, this is what your hopes are. This is going to go 2 ways. Either Bethesda's going to come through and do this, or they're going to see that it's been leaked, the community will turn on them like vipers, and they'll back down. Before the game even releases, they'll remove the function, and then they'll wait another 2 or 3 years. They'll wait another game release and bring it back, just like they did with the whole paid mods from Steam. They'll wait till people forget, because when people forget, it's the perfect time to implement something, because everyone's just too busy with the goddamn attention span of goldfish. What the hell was I talking about? I'm disgusted. And some might say, hey, you're jumping to conclusions, but often, you know what I've noticed about leaks, dude? Usually when leaks happen, 60 to 80% of the time, they're right. I remember when I was talking about the leaks from Intel and AMD working together. And people went in the comic sections to tell me what an idiot I was for believing the leak. And guess what? It was right. And not one of those fuckbags came back to my channel and said, hey, Gundam, I guess you were right. I honestly don't know what to make of this. But I'll tell you what I think. I think there's a strong possibility it's true. I mean, look what they did with Fallout 4. They took everything people loved and enjoyed about a game franchise and went in a totally different direction without any consultation of the fan base. They just decided to do something completely stupid that ruined the game, that ruined the franchise. And still, they're staying the course with voiced protagonists. The Creation Club is also proof of how little they give a shit. Remember, all the lies and all the backwards talk Pete Hines said the whole time the Creation Club came to fruition. Remember that Pete Hines sat there and looked everyone in the face on Twitter and told us that these weren't paid mods. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Then he turns around and goes, they're mini DLCs. Then when the fan base goes, well, if they're mini DLCs, shouldn't they be covered under the EULA that says any DLC that comes out for Fallout 4 is covered under that exorbitantly fucking priced DLC package? Then Pete Hines turns around and says, they're kind of DLCs, but they're not DLCs. They're like mini DLCs, but they're not paid mods, but they are mods. And you just think, this man doesn't give a quarter of a fuck. Bethesda doesn't give a quarter of a fuck. You know why? Because they can get away with it. Sorry, Chuchi. They know that they can do this, and sure, they alienate the guys like me. But overall, the average yuppie who they're going after, which are people who play Fortnite religiously and buy all the expensive skins, that's their target fan base. They want those people. They don't give a shit about people like us. We're not going to spend a shit ton of money in the game. We're not the ones they're after. If they have to lose us to grab some kid who has access to a credit card and unlimited spending because his parents are too damn brain dead to check what's going on, they don't care. They don't give an ounce of a fuck. And it will go one of two ways. Either they will see that we know about this and they'll know that the backlash will be too big and they'll just remove it and pretend like it was never going to happen, and people sit there and call guys like me an asshole, but basically we're your first line of defense. It's like Fight Club. The people you are after are the people you depend on. We cook your meals. We haul your trash. We connect your calls. We drive your ambulances. We guard you while you sleep. We buy your shitty games and wait for the community to fix all the bugs. Don't fuck with us. You know what? I had to get out of here. This video is far too long. I wanted it to be 5 minutes. And instead I started ranting and raving like an angry rooster that just had its favorite hen turned into chicken salad. Smash the like button if you can or you want to. Hit the bell if you feel the need to do so. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter, Discord, if you so choose. I talk in my own Discord a lot. People tell me that. They're like, Gundam, you're the only guy who talks in his Discord. All the other YouTubers have a Discord. They never speak in it. I'm like, well, then what the fuck's the whole point of having it? What, so you could, like, look in and go, I have a fan base, and sign out. I don't fucking know, man. I'm actually kind of... If this reigns to be true, even if half of it's true, it would just still prove how out of touch Bethesda is. And I know I've shit on them a lot in recent years with their horrible decisions, their lackluster remasters, but this is just appalling. What's the point of gaming anymore, dude? What is the point? If the industry isn't about games anymore, it's about hype and selling as much microtransactions and bullshit products as you humanly possibly can. It's not an art form anymore. It's a mindless cash grab. We're heading right back to another gamer crash. It'll happen one day, maybe in a decade from now, when things just get so far out of hand that nobody gives a crap. Or maybe they'll all move to the mobile market because it's easier to get money out of people on mobile for some reason. But then again, if you spend all your time looking at a phone, you got something wrong with you anyway. Fuck this.